guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Rare Red Weather Warning Issued as temperatures of up to 40 degrees Celsius expected. This is from a channel called ITV News. So it's 40 Celsius, which I think it's really hot. I think that's just extreme weather. Of course, they have to issue warnings because I don't think you should be going outside. I don't think you should be going to work. But I don't know. Let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
The sweltering sun just a few hours into this heat wave. For many, it's a chance to enjoy the weather, but with a red alert on the horizon, there are warnings these temperatures will impact health and social care services.
Yeah, how enjoyable is 40
Would you like to go
degrees?
outside for a little stroll before it gets too hot?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This home supports residents with dementia and gives palliative care to some of the most vulnerable at risk this week.
Residents
they're
on the
very
palliative care require extra attention from our staff, making sure that they are comfortable, making sure they are repositioned regularly so that pressure areas are well cared for.
How do you feel that Wednesday has now been upgraded to a red alert?
It is a concern, and we made sure that we planned ahead, making sure that everyone is informed about our expectancies, how we're going to keep...
You have to constantly be hydrating, just drinking a lot of fluids, water. I think even electrolyte drinks, because I don't think water is going to cut it.
This place as cool as possible through the heat wave.
Some schools closed today, while others tried to keep children cool in their classrooms as the heat wave hit.
Our buildings aren't really very well designed.
Okay, what was that? I'm going to rewind it. What on earth? So do they have to, because your feet, is it something as if your feet are cool, then the rest of your body gets cooler fast? Is it like, I don't know, I know dogs need to have their paws sort of cold in order to maintain body temperature. Is it the same with humans?
Streams as the heat wave hit.
Our buildings aren't
so
really
funny.
very well designed to deal with these kind of temperatures. So over the last few years in June and July, we do get up to, over 30 degrees in some of our classrooms.
Yeah, 30.
This is the
30
second red heat health warning issued for the UK. The first was 4 years ago. Today, the Met Office has forecast more extreme and dangerous weather conditions across the country.
It just
as
gets
climate
worse.
continues to change. During the last heat wave in May, 15 people died after getting into trouble in the water.
Well, it couldn't look more appealing than on a day like...
Well, I didn't really understood that. They got in trouble in the water because they were swimming or something and they died. That seems sad.
But the UK Health Security Agency warns this weather could lead to an increased likelihood of cold water shock, with temperatures expected to rapidly rise over the next few days.
Oh, that explains that.
What precautions are you taking on a day like today with this type of heat?
Stay hydrated and just make sure you got sun cream on and things like that.
In a place like the UK, we kind of go crazy when it's hot and don't really think twice, but I think people should be safe.
So we all came at like 10:30 so that we could get in before it got really hot, and the whole shocking your body thing is quite scary.
As hot air moves in from Europe, tomorrow is forecast to be the warmest day of the year so far, in what's expected to be a record-breaking week for the UK. Sangeeta Lal, ITV News.
Becky joins me now with more on this. Becky, how unusual is this?
Kamal, I don't think that it would be extraordinary for me to say that this is an exceptional heat event. It would be unusual enough.
Yeah, I don't think that people in the UK are very used to this. It seems wild. They're very, I know they're above the, in the earth, so it's obviously not common.
To have 4 consecutive days with such a wide-ranging amber warning, but then to have 2...
How many days is it a heat wave? Because I know that one day, is it one day a heat wave? I don't know if it can be considered just
red warnings in there as well. In 26 years of doing this job, I don't remember another situation like this. This is really very extreme and it's incredibly unusual. But what does this actually mean? This is not in any way to say that if you're not in either of these warning areas, it's not going to be hot, but definitely this is really worth paying attention. Let's have a look at what this actually breaks down to. Well, over the next few days, we can expect more in the way of the disruption. We've got disruption to heat-related illness, of course. So that's not just sunburn, of course, that's in there as well, but you've got heat stroke. And this is not just for the very vulnerable, the very old and the very young. This is everybody, particularly if you work outside. You've got pressure on the NHS, particularly on the emergency services. That's worth bearing in mind. We've already had school closures as well. Schools are desperately trying to adapt, and travel and energy supply disruption as well. So this is a very, very significant heat event. It should be out of it by the time we get to the end of the week, but this is definitely a very...
I wonder how they deal with this, because I'm assuming you have to stay at home, but how exactly does it work if in the UK almost no one has air conditioning? So how exactly are you supposed to deal with this?
A very serious situation that needs taking seriously, certainly.
In a hot city.
Go to the pool?
This seems like the only place to stay cool.
What's it like in the water?
It's nice and cold.
Nice and cold.
Stay there forever.
It's nice. And you can chill and have fun, actually.
On a hot day like this, I can cool down. I'm going to go and cool down in a minute. Yeah, it's lovely.
It is lovely.
Our little pool at home doesn't do this any justice.
No. The water looks fun, but it's important to be safe in the water, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So water safety is really important, especially our location. We've got the pool, we're also very close to the river. So our lifeguards are all fully trained, but we do also need everyone to stay safe.
I'm so worried about the lifeguard. Why are they standing there without shade or anything? I'm like, oh my God, get in the shade.
Make sure they're staying within their depth if they're not that strong, and looking out for each other as well if you're coming in groups.
I mean, it is a school day, but there seem to be a lot of kids here.
And while the sun is fun for some Londoners, for others, it's something to endure.
And I sleep quite a lot anyway.
Eileen Hewitt is 89, and in this heat, her fan is her friend.
Cope with it quite well because in my room I've got a fan, and that keeps me cool all the time. I don't go out in the heat.
Is that the trouble with this country? It's always too cold and then it's suddenly too hot.
We're never satisfied. It's either too rainy, too wet, too hot, too cold.
I love it because it's true. People are never satisfied. Is it too cold? Oh no, it's too cold. No, it's too warm. It's too always. It's too sunny. It's too rainy. It's too everything.
It can be kind of difficult making sure that the residents stay safe. We encourage them to drink lots of fluids. We encourage things like ice lollies, cold drinks, and for them to stay in cooler rooms and shaded areas if they are sitting outside.
There are no cool
rooms. The biggest challenge is more that the older we get, we less perceive like the thirst and the hunger. So it's more about keep going little and often to offer the fluids rather than, because a lot of them don't feel thirsty or feel the heat the same way we do.
It's probably cooler inside than out. So think about closing the windows, and if the sun's coming in, closing the curtains against the sun.
That seems wrong. I'm boiling and I'm gonna close the windows. What?
Not something we normally do.
And what's currently an amber warning will become a red alert on Wednesday, the highest warning the Met Office can issue. That means a danger not only to life, but power and transport. And as temperatures rise, so will the pressure on emergency services, with a warning tonight of World Cup celebrations in a heat wave.
Of course, we want England to do well tomorrow night in the football, but alcohol might quench your thirst, but isn't going to rehydrate you.
Some parents here appear to have
actually, it's going to make you dehydrate quickly.
Decided it's simply too hot for the classroom. But as temperatures climb, keeping cool remains the most important lesson of all.
It's so scary.
Martel, ITV News.
Year 5 English at Drake Primary in Thetford, and the drawers that normally contain their workbooks have a new use. Like most schools, there's no air conditioning, so when the forecast hints at high 30s, they get creative to stay cool. All shade has to be utilised, and the timetable has to change.
Our buildings aren't really very well designed to deal with these kind of temperatures. So over the last few years in June and July, we do get up to, over 30 degrees in some of our classrooms, which is very challenging.
Drake is one of many schools due to take students to the Royal Norfolk Show this week, but temperatures are set to peak for it on Wednesday and Thursday. Organisers say the safety of visitors and animals is paramount, and some
They have to
event
put
timings may
cans
change.
to the cows.
Constantly assessing the forecast. We're taking advice from a range of experts. We fully expect to deliver a complete Royal Norfolk show programme, but it may be that some events are rescheduled to take part in cooler parts of the day.
Please,
the approaching heat
at night.
is extreme, likely to surpass these scenes to smash
What
the
on earth is
June
that?
record of
I have no idea what that was. I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of disgusting.
1976. A rare danger-to-life red weather warning in places like Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire. Onion farmer Tim has long watched climate extremes and worried about his business, so last year he turned a poorly performing field into a vineyard. He says the soil here in Hockwold is similar to that in the Champagne region, and he's just launched his first wine.
We've had one of the worst years on onions last year that we could ever have had, and actually our first harvest of grapes was a really good one, way above expectations. So it's demonstrating that my small business has to have that variation to be able to manage different climatic conditions. Really.
Managing climate extremes in a society not always set up for it is challenging. And as these forecasts become more common, as the records tumble, it's a challenge we're going to become more and more familiar with. Rob Setchell, ITV News.
Preparations for the heatwave here at the Towans care home in Burnham-on-Sea began as soon as the extreme temperatures were forecast, ordering in extra fridges and fans.
At least they have air
now the
conditioning.
amber heat alert has come into place, making sure staff and residents stay safe.
We've been trying to promote bananas and oranges for the fact that they're very good at absorbing and keeping sodium levels up, so that people aren't getting dehydrated a lot. We've ended up, lucky enough, having 2 air cons, so the air cons are fully on at the moment.
That's incredible to me.
English hot weather is very different than abroad hot weather, so we're not just dealing with it being hot, it's the humidity that goes with it, and I think the humidity is what makes people drowsy, more risk of falls as well.
I was thinking about that because when it's that warm and it's that, you don't really want to do anything. Your brain sort of slows down and you're kind of like, wait, what? Your senses get duller.
While elderly residents are particularly susceptible to the heat, they're doing their best to stay as cool as possible.
I am fortunate in that my bedroom is at the front of the house and I'm surrounded by trees, so
it's shade.
I'm never in the direct sunlight, and
Thankfully.
It's a lot cooler in my room, but even so it still gets very hot.
Of course,
and some
it will.
find the heat easier to deal with than others. Joan is lucky enough to have one of the cooler rooms and will be staying put to cope with the rising temperatures.
I don't like the heat because it affects my arthritis. We're going through this global warming.
Yeah, no one likes this.
Let's hope soon it turns cold again.
Hopefully, yeah.
With temperatures around 30 degrees in Burnham-on-Sea this afternoon, some people sought to cool down at the water's edge.
Let's go to the water. Is it
Well, along the
the
shoreline,
sea?
there's a bit of a breeze here, which is making it feel a touch cooler, but walk a few metres that way into town and it quickly becomes really stifling. And a lot of people we've been talking to say that although they're managing to stay cool in this heat at the moment, they're a bit worried about what the rest of the week has in store.
I don't cope very well
think of that.
with heat. We're not geared up for it, are we? Like everything. It's like when we have the heavy snow, we're not geared up for that. We're not geared up for hot sun. We haven't got air conditioning.
It feels like we're on holiday. So
well, with an ice
luckily
cream.
we don't have to go to work, so we don't have to worry about the
Take it,
travelling and being
Take
in
it
the
inside.
car and being in the streets and things.
Yeah,
So we just
go to
take
the
it easy in
ocean.
the garden, put the hose on us occasionally.
Oh, the hose, yeah.
Ice cream
to keep you cool.
I feel the heat. I struggle with my mobility as well, so it's a bit difficult.
It's very nice because, I mean,
Get out.
it's not often that we do get this heat.
It's nice to enjoy it when it's here.
Enjoy it
Yeah,
while it's here and make the most of it.
Enjoyable, perhaps, but health officials say it's vital people understand the risks posed by the extreme heat, something South Western Ambulance Service is all too aware of.
So we see an increase in 999 activity, and for example on Sunday yesterday we dealt with 9.5% more incidents than we normally would at this time of the year.
What kind of
That clearly puts a huge amount of pressure on both our control rooms, our emergency ambulance crews, but also
Yeah, I'm wondering what accidents or what kind of situations get worse with this weather.
the wider system in terms of 999 activity.
That extra pressure prompting calls for
looks so
caution,
nice.
particularly as the heatwave intensifies in the coming days.
Yes, well, here on the south coast, of course, we do get some relief from the very hot weather because of the sea breeze. But even here in Christchurch today, the temperature did top 30 degrees. And the best way to stay cool is to find some shade, of which there is plenty here, thanks to the many trees. Most people who did venture out in the midday sun also wore a hat, but do spare a thought for the many parents and grandparents who are doing their best to keep babies and toddlers cool.
Paddle surf?
Yes, it's hot, but we are going to appreciate it.
Most of it.
And thank you.
Are you keeping him cool?
Yes. It's a pity that the...
I was thinking in December, when November or December comes, or January, which is usually colder, people are going to be, oh man, I wish those June days.
The splash park isn't open, though. A bit disappointed with that. But apart from that, we love it, don't we? Yes.
This breeze makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it makes a massive difference. It's quite good off the water as well.
More hot days to come. You concerned about the little ones?
Not too much. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be easy, particularly at night. So we need to invest in some fans.
We're enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's had a decent nap. I think the weather's helping with that.
Oh, really?
He loves his food. So yeah, we're managing okay. We enjoy the sun, plenty of sun cream.
Get the sun out of me.
Lots of shade.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, it was also very hot over the weekend, and especially at the Isle of Wight Festival. The clean-up has now got underway in even hotter conditions, and we spoke to some of the festival goers as they made their way home from Ryde and asked them how they managed in the heat.
Yeah, I don't think I would have gone to the festival. It's too hot. I can't really go outside.
And
it's outside
it was
the festival.
so hot.
Exactly.
But we had a great time.
Well, great for you.
Little umbrellas that she used.
Oh, okay, good.
Lots of water.
You have to use the little hats that have umbrellas on them.
We're very warm. Yeah, it's very warm, but it's okay. It's manageable. We sat in the shade. We got some drinks, so
it's manageable. Okay, great.
Staying in the shade, to be fair, and then the air cold will be blasting when I get back in the car.
You're going to want to get in your car.
Well, like people on the Isle of Wight, we do get that cooling breeze. The higher temperatures tend to be a few miles inland, and that's where potentially records could be broken over the next few days.
Let's hope it doesn't. Please.
Well, in terms of heat, this week is going to be exceptional. We will be breaking the current long-standing June record of 35.6. We may break our all-time summer record of 40.3. With that in mind, the Met Office have an amber extreme heat warning currently in force, and that will be rising to a red extreme heat warning through Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, in this extreme heat wave, it is tempting to cool down with a dip in the river, but that is being discouraged because even at this time of year, there is still the risk of cold water shock. It is best to stay in the shade and have plenty to drink, but it is going to be glorious, hot, sunny weather over the next few days, so if you can, make the most of it, but be safe.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about the shock that they're talking about. I guess I could parse what it means. I think it just means that you can't really go from when you're that cold or you're that warm. You can't really go and change temperatures. Like your body doesn't like that because you die probably. So it's I would assume it's the same thing as when people get hypothermia and they can't just sort of immediately you can't go in the oven. But when people have hypothermia and they're getting sort of warmed up, I think it's advised for you to gradually sort of step into it and you use some socks and gloves. I don't know what the right procedure is, obviously. But something of the sort, you're going to have to ease your body into this and you don't have to sort of immediately, go into fire. So in this case, it's the opposite. If you're that hot and your body's incredibly hot, you shouldn't just go and take a dip in the ice cold water or have an ice bath because your body, again, it doesn't really like that. I don't know what are the symptoms. I think maybe, I don't know. Should I be worried about this? I don't know. Probably I think you probably should as a rule. But it's quite tempting. It's good for them to warn this because when you're that hot, I think also your body starts. I think it also happens in extreme temperatures. People kind of lose their minds a little bit because again, you're so cold, you're so warm that your body doesn't really, it's thinking properly, and your baser instincts to kick in, and you're just thinking, I have to get cooler. I have to get cooler. So you're not actually thinking about, do I have to think about this rationally? I can't just, switch if I'm too warm. I can just immediately sort of go and say, yes, I'm going to take a dip in the ice cold water. So it's good for them to warn this. I don't think I would have thought of this because, again, you're just thinking, your brain sort of goes cool, and you see this body of water and you just want to take a dip in it. Yeah, sure, of course, it's so incredibly hot. I don't know how people are functioning in this heat, though. I think sometimes, I don't know if this is a scientific thing, but I'm pretty sure that some people are just able to deal with this a little bit better. And I'm not talking about, the elderly people or the youngins. No, I think some bodies and some people are just a little bit, some people just get very desperate when it comes to, this is a heat wave, it's quite different, but it's sort of similar. When it gets too hot, people, again, they're sort of, they're not thinking properly. Your brain slows down, which I think I'm pretty sure, no, that's proven. But the whole part of, again, you're not thinking that well, and your body just, you can't really sort of, your brain cannot connect. The neurons are not connecting, they're not doing synapses. So it's it's kind of crazy, and it would appear to be but maybe silly accidents that would be, again, something silly, and that people in their right minds wouldn't, you would think ahead or maybe do not do this. I think, again, when it's that hot, people are just, you're not really thinking clearly, and I think it makes you proner to accidents. So I was thinking, how exactly do you deal with this? Because sometimes it's just, I can imagine this is 40 degrees. That's just so hot. And the humidity, like one of the women was mentioning, that's what makes it even awful. It's more awful, I think, when it's a dry heat. Well, I don't know, both of them are awful. But I think with the humidity, it just makes the air so stifling. The air feels heavier, so you just do not feel as you're able to breathe. So I'm so hot, like my brain is melting, my body's melting. And also, again, you feel like you can't really breathe. And I know it's a biological thing. It's in your brain. You're not actually losing oxygen, but it does really feel like that. So I was thinking, how are people really functioning in this heat? You just want to go, and I just want to lie down in the floor. Not even the floor. Sometimes even maybe the floor is not that cold. It's whatever cold thing. People with their fans. I think it's also because it's the UK, and I don't really relate extreme heat waves and extreme heat with the UK. It's wild to me to be able to, to have this, to think about this. It's just crazy because, again, it's the UK. They're so high above, geographically, that I know it's crazy. How are they experiencing that extreme of a temperature? If anything, they should be experiencing the extreme temperatures, but to the other way, as in, it's really, really cold. So it's just insane to me that they're having to deal with it, because I know their infrastructure cannot really handle this. This was specifically, they're mentioning London and Birmingham by the Sea, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know, and the Isle of Wight, I have no idea. Well, I think they're in the southern part of the UK, but still, they're still pretty high above. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me, the whole situation. And again, their infrastructure is not really prepared to handle it because historically, and geographically, again, they're so high. That the main concern has always been, how do we keep warm? Everything has to be, very compact, and all the houses are small, and they're prepared to basically keep you warm. So the houses are trying to kill you now, because now it's into the extreme opposite of a weather. So it's really, because maybe I don't know if this is actually logical, but to me, in my brain, I think it makes sense that if the house is designed to keep you warm during the winter, it's sort of prepared to keep the air inside and all of that. So it stands to believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the opposite rings true. So even when it's extremely hot, the house is still going to try to sort of trap you in and keep you warmer. So it's just, no, we don't need this. We need to go, it's the opposite. We need to expand this, get outside. So I don't really know how exactly do they do with this. They can, or thankfully some of them were able to put some air conditioning in, but I think they're the lucky ones. I think most people, especially, I think probably I would guess like in downtown London, they just don't have the capacity, simply because, again, the architecture style doesn't really allow for this. You can't really just put, an AC system in an HVAC system in a building, in a really old building from like the 1700s. That's really not a thing that's done. So I think you just need to go outside. I don't know why I don't really know what's safer, what's more comfortable, because again, you don't want to do anything. It's like, no, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. It's just, please, pray for sweet death. I'm being dramatic, but seriously, sometimes it does really feel like that when it's just really, when it's that warm. So again, go to the pool, maybe go to the shade, stay outside, which sounds a little crazy because isn't outside. I don't know. One of the guys was saying, no, I think it's probably a little bit cooler, cooler in the inside. I don't know. You have to try for yourself. I think both of them are equally awful. It's really, I wouldn't like to be there. I wouldn't like to be in their position. But still, it's quite funny because probably, again, in a year, well, not in a year, 6 months, give it 6 months when winter starts to pour in, and it starts probably to get rainy, get snowy. People are gonna be, oh man, I wish those days by the pool. I want to go back there, take me there. But it's no, when this was happening, you were praying, please, winter, you can't come fast enough. So again, no one's ever happy, I guess. And that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.